Hey everybody, what's good? What's going on? JB here with another CyberInsight video. Today we're going to be doing another practice test for a Juniper certification. If you've followed the channel for a little bit, you've seen me kind of progress through a few of the different Juniper certs where Juniper is actually providing free training and at one time was providing free exam vouchers. Now it's still a good deal, but it's 75% off instead of 100% off. The first three that I knocked out was the JNCIA-Junos, which is their routing and switching exam. Then I did their JNCIA-SEC, and then their architecture design certification, which was the JNCDA. Well, in today's video, we're going to be doing the practice test for their cloud certification called the JNCIA-Cloud. I've been studying this, going through the free training materials that are on the Junos Genius website. Again, I'll put some links for that down in the description. You can also check out my previous Juniper Certification Challenge video where I laid out all of the different tools and certification paths that Juniper has that makes it very advantageous to go after their networking associate certifications. So before we actually hop into the test, again, if this is your first time on the channel, I always ask this and I really do appreciate it. Smash that like, subscribe, and notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any new content. For everybody else who's back watching again, I appreciate it. I hope this video is useful for you if you're going after the JNCIA Cloud certification. So this should look somewhat familiar to you if you've watched any of the other previous Juniper videos where I've gone over the program or any of the other practice tests that we've done. So as I mentioned, this is for their cloud certification. Covers a whole bunch of different types of it covers a whole bunch of different topics, including kind of your basic cloud components. So if you're at all familiar with the content that's covered in the AWS or Azure basic cloud certifications, it's kind of going over that type of stuff. And then we get into a little bit more of the Juniper specific stuff dealing with their virtualized platforms, their different flavors of software-defined networks. And then we get into covering different tools that they have for orchestration and management. And then at last it wraps up with some stuff dealing with moving your customer premise equipment into the cloud, as well as some different security components that could be moved off-prem into the cloud as well. So we are going to scroll down here to the bottom here, take this practice test. This is the first time I'm taking it. I will be honest, this is one of the topics that is probably my weakest when it comes to the Juniper stuff. The architecture stuff I have locked down pretty good. Routing and switching is pretty good. Security stuff I'm very comfortable with as well. When it comes to their cloud technologies and offerings and stuff like that, I have not done any of this stuff in the real world. So this was all me learning this the first time. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed, see how I do on this test, and we'll kind of go from there. All right. And this is going to be 65 questions, and I need to score a 70% on this test. Which secure VPN technology is used for hybrid cloud connectivity over the public internet? Well, anything that goes over the public internet, you're going to want to use encryption. So I'm going to go IPsec VPN. All right. Juniper Networks supports which two alternates to Layer 2 loop prevention protocols, such as spanning tree, in a underlay network? So instead of using spanning tree, what can we do on underlay networks? I am going to say lag groups and using LACP. It's not going to be BGP because that is a routing protocol, and Trill, I don't remember off the top of my head what that stands for, but I know that both of these deal with link aggregation. Okay. Which protocol establishes VXLAN tunnels? Well, off the bat, it's not OSPF. MPLS over IP and IP, or EVPN. I want to go with one of these MPLS options, and I am not sure. Let's go MPLS over GRE, but it might be over IP. Oh. EVPN. Okay. So let's see. Some of the most common tunneling technologies are MPLS over GRE and VLX-LAN or VXLAN, where EVPN is used to establish and maintain VXLAN tunnels. Okay. What type of service would allow you to provision 5 servers with Windows Server 2016 installed? So that is going to be, out of our choices, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, firewall as a service. If you remember any of our stuff before, when we were looking at the Microsoft Azure stuff, infrastructure as a service is going to be the one that you have the most control over. So I am going to go infrastructure as a service. Is it going to be platform as a service? Okay. Goes one step beyond infrastructure by providing a requested operating system on which applications can be installed. Okay, fair enough. What are 2 characteristics of a data center underlay network? Spine network device redundancy, fast failover, unpredictable latency between leaf devices, multiple ISPs. So the underlay network is going to be your basic infrastructure that your overlay network rides over. Let's go multiple ISPs. Well, no, this is data center underlay network. Let's go spine network device redundancy and fast failover. Okay. What are 2 concepts of a private cloud? So if we remember, a private cloud is one that is going to be owned by the organization. It's not shared with other tenants. Resources not secured by firewalls. That would not be it. Non-critical resources are located outside of your organization. Resources are dedicated to your organization. Yes. Resources are accessed through a private connection. Yes. According to Juniper Networks, what is the recommended external routing protocol for the underlay network? Well, if we're talking external routing protocols, EGP is not a routing protocol. ISIS is an internal gateway protocol. So is an OSPF. Well, let's go BGP. And BGP is normally what we use for external routing protocols in general. So there we go. What are 3 software suites that contribute to cloud architectures? Choose 3. Okay. So we got OpenStack for sure. Let's go vSphere and Kubernetes. VirtualBox I would just use on a local PC, and Ubuntu is a flavor of Linux. So OpenStack, vSphere, and Kubernetes. All right. What information does an underlay network use to route data? Customer name, customer ID, application name, IP address. Well, underlay network, as I mentioned, is what that software-defined network or overlay network rides on top. So it's your basic infrastructure. So let's go with IP addresses. Okay. Customer wants to deploy a website that can scale as needed. Which type of service should the customer purchase in this scenario? Firewall as a service, BGP as a service. Oh, wow. That's funny. Software as a service, database. Let's go software as a service. Those are some of those I've never even heard of before. Those are made up. They're pretty funny though. BGP as a service is hilarious. Which two statements are true? Which two statements are true regarding private cloud services? Choose two. A private cloud must apply encryption to data at rest. A private cloud has dedicated resources for individual customers. Remember, private cloud doesn't have individual customers. Private cloud can be deployed in a service provider network. I don't think that's going to be it. Private cloud cannot connect to a public cloud. So it's definitely not the second one. Private cloud can be deployed in a service provider network. I'm going to say no to that. So let's say a private cloud cannot connect to a public cloud, and private cloud must apply encryption at data rest. Let's see what we got here. A private cloud has dedicated resources for individual customers. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what they were saying there. Yeah, I think I was. Okay. So private cloud deployments allocate dedicated resources to an organization that are not shared among multiple tenants. Yeah, I misread what that meant. Access to private cloud environments is through private leased connections and over the internet via VPN access. Unlike public cloud deployments, only secure authorized access to the resources available. Okay. Which platform is certified to interoperate with VMware NSX? Which I want to say it's the QFX, PTX, ACX. Let's go QFX. This is a shot in the dark. Okay. QFX, if I remember correctly, is kind of their data center switches. What are two reasons to deploy a private cloud? Choose two. To protect sensitive data, that sounds reasonable. To provide cloud-based services within organization, that sounds reasonable. To save on network service costs, no, I don't think so. To reduce network IT staffing requirements. I think I'm good with those first two. We'll see. Okay. Which two platforms share the same automation scripts? Junos Space and Contra. Same automation scripts. I'm not quite sure I understand this question, so we'll just go with the two MXs. Okay. Yeah. I didn't understand. These are the Junos Space and the Contrails is two different management applications that they have. So I didn't quite understand where they were going with that, but there you go. The scripts are the same between the hardware and the virtualized one. So I think that's what they were going for. What are two components of the ETSI management and orchestration framework? Virtualized Network Function Manager, Fault Configuration Accounting Performance Security Manager, Network Functions Virtualization Orchestrator, and SIM. So let's go virtualized network. I feel it's the FCAPS and Network functions virtualization. And virtualized network function manager. Yeah, I'm probably going to get this one wrong. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. NVF orchestrator and the VNF manager. Okay. Your engineering team has identified a problem. Whenever an application becomes popular, the resulting high traffic load on the VNFs leads to a user dissatisfaction. Which contrail feature would be used to solve this problem? Service chaining, network analytics, service scaling, security groups. Go service scaling. Cool. Which Juniper product is used to remotely provision the NFX 250 platform for network functions virtualization? Network service activator, Contrail networking, Junos Space Security Director, Virtual Route Reflector. Well, it's not the Route Reflector. It's not the Security Director. I think it's the Contrail networking. Oh, it's the Network Service Activator. Okay. Which statement is correct about a virtual network function? A virtual network function is a virtual entity that can be launched and managed. A virtual VNF is a virtual network framework. A VNF includes a Juniper device manager. A VNF includes a network function virtualization infrastructure. I think it's a virtual entity that can be launched and managed. Correct. All right, next question. The VMX series provides which two benefits? The VMX series uses containerization technology for rapid service enablement. The VMX series uses carrier grade routing optimized for the x86 environment. I think that is one. The VMX series requires a license for production environments. I don't believe that is it. The VMX series uses a Trio ASIC. I don't think that's it. So let's go containerization and carrier grade routing. Ooh. Oh, license, okay. Let's see. All right. What are two different modes available for the VMX or KVM that are based on CPU and memory availability? Let's go light and performance. Different modes. There we go. Which two statements are true about the Juniper Networks implementation of VNFs and NFV? Virtual networks include all virtual entities that can be launched and managed from the Juniper Device Manager. NVFs incorporate NVF incorporates cloud and virtualization technologies to drive the network service. Yeah, so the main difference here is one is a framework and the other is the actual virtualized devices. Yep. Which statement is true about NVF containers? NVF containers require more memory and storage resources to deploy. NVF containers take longer to instantiate than virtual machines. NVF containers usually provide fewer functions than VM-based VNFs. Might be. NVF containers require an underlying hypervisor for deployment. Let's go with provide fewer functions. Longer to instantiate. Require underlying hypervisor for deployment. Yeah, let's go with... Let's go with that one. Let's go with the underlying hypervisor. Oh, I was right. I should have stuck with it. Yeah, the things with container architecture is normally that the things within there are going to not have as many functions as regular things. Ah, dang it. All right. Which two Juniper Networks virtualized products are available for use in the public cloud? Let's go VSRX and VSRX and VMX. No, I don't want to go VMX. Let's go VQFX. Definitely the firewalls and probably switches. Oh, again, should have went with it. Which OpenStack component is responsible for user authentication and authorization? That is going to be, you got Neutron, Keystone, Nova, and Glance. We'll go Keystone. I always remember a key when it comes to user authentication. Which two statements are true regarding an SDN controller? SDN controller stores and manages software images. SDN controller centralizes control and configuration of the network. SDN controller automates repetitive tasks in the network. SDN controller regulates traffic transmission rates in a network. I'm going to go with those two. Which statement is true regarding OpenFlow controller-based software-defined network? The forwarding plane of each device in the network is programmed by the controller. The control plane of each device in the network is instantiated by the controller. The forwarding plane of each device in the network is managed by the device. The SDN controller pushes configuration files to each device in the network using RESTful APIs. I like that. And I like that. So let's go, because RESTful API is very specific, and I don't know that that really is the case with the network devices. But I like the idea of the controller controlling the way that the forwarding plane forwards traffic. Okay. Which protocol is used to communicate management information between a VMware NSX controller and a Junos Layer 2 gateway? Not BGP, OVSDB, OpenFlow, XMPP. I think it's XMPP. It's OpenFlow? Oh, no. Okay. Contains logical. Okay. Which statement is true about the VSRX series and VMware NSX integration? The NSX distributed firewall provides a container-based layer of protection. VMware NSX provides advanced layer 4 through layer 7 security features. You can add the vSRX virtual firewall as a security element in the VMware NSX environment. The NSX distributed firewall uses application identification. Let's go with you can use the vSRX. Okay. Which Junos Space application integrates with both VMware vSphere and VMware NSX solutions to automate the movement of VLANs between physical and virtual servers? Network Director, Policy Enforcer, Edge Service Director, Connectivity Service Director. I don't think it's Policy Enforcer. Edge Service Director, Connectivity Service. Let's go Network Director, but I'm not sure. Okay. Which two compute hypervisors are supported for Contrail? Hypervisor, ESXi. Oh, is it KVM or Hyper-V? It's one or the other. We'll go with the two big ones, ESXi and Hyper-V. Oh, it's going to be KVM. Yep, okay. Which open source management framework does VMware NSX use to manage VXLANs on a Junos device? Didn't we just say it was OVSDB in the previous question, I think? Yes, we did. Okay. Which two products are required when deploying vSRX as a partner security service in VMware NSX? Let's go the Junos Space Security Director. You need that to be able to communicate with the vSRX. And let's go VMware NSX Manager. Yeah, so the Security Director is what's needed to be able to talk to the SRX. Which type of SDN is referred to as the original form of SDN? OpenFlow based SDN, SDN as an overlay, SDN as an underlay, API based SDN. I believe it's OpenFlow based SDN. Yep. In which two scenarios is Contrail used? Private cloud networking, network hardware lifecycle management, network functions virtualization, policy-based routing. Now let's go private cloud networking and network function virtualization. Which protocol is used to communicate LSP and status information between the North Star controller and label edge routers? Not OSPF, not BGP. For some reason, I think it's PCEP. We'll see if I'm right. Yep. Which protocol is required for North Star to establish paths between which protocol is required for North Star to establish paths between provider edge devices? LDP, RSVP, TE, CR, LDP, BGP, LU. Let's go LDP. Ooh. So RSVP. Yeah. Okay. What are two ways that Wandel constructs topologies? Enter data manually, import configuration files. Okay. What are two major components of the North Star controller system? PCE and PCC. Okay. Which statements describes the role of the North Star controller? It is a SDN WAN controller. It's a network orchestration platform. It's a SDN data center controller. It's a VXLAN orchestrator and controller. Let's go. It's a SDN WAN controller. Which two statements are true regarding SD-WAN implementations? SD-WAN uses VXLAN to connect POPs. SD-WAN uses MPLS tunnels to connect POPs. I like that. SD-WAN uses data center orchestration platforms. SD-WAN uses a centralized control plane. I like that. Which method does WANDL use to collect live network information? FTP, SOAP, TFTP, SNMP. I want to say SNMP. Okay. Which SDN product is used to manage and optimize MPLS WAN connections? Well, we've been talking about it, and that is North Star. So always remember, North Star is associated with WAN, and specifically with software-defined networks and WAN. Okay. What is a supported data model for the Juniper telemetry interface, the JTI? I don't know the answer on this, so I'm just going to go OpenConfig data model because it seems different. Okay, we'll take it. Which product in the Juniper network portfolio? Which product in the Juniper Networks portfolio provides accounting and planning information for users by using big data analytics and machine learning? That's going to be AppFormix. Which protocol is used to transport monitoring data in Juniper's open and extensible data model? Let's go SNMP, I think. Could be SOAP, but let's go SNMP. It's going to be SOAP. It's going to be UDP, okay. Open extensible data model. Data is generated as Google protocol buffer, okay. I don't know that I like that question. Which two features does the JTI support? Real-time reporting, can stream in multiple message formats, does not need a collector to store data, requires no configuration. Let's go real-time reporting and multiple message formats. Okay. Which two tasks does Contrail analytic nodes perform? Collect system state information, optimize virtual networks, raise rule-based alerts. I like both of those. Okay. Where does AppFormix gather performance metrics in a network? From an agent on a host or system, from a netconf connection, from RPM probes, and from statistical NVS. Let's go with a netconf connection. Is it going to be an agent? Yeah, okay. AppFormix alarm notifications are sent to an HTTP server using which format? I believe it's JSON. This is going to be JSON or XML. Okay. Which statement is true about CSO? CSO is open source. CSO can be used to build LSPs. CSO is ETSI compliant. CSO has one component. Let's go. It's ETSI compliant. Which statement is correct when describing a centralized cloud? Which statement is correct when describing a centralized cloud CPE model? The network is only managed by the customer. No. Physical CPE devices are not required at the customer's office. Physical CPE devices are required at the customer's office. Service chaining is required. So not that. Yeah, I'm not sure on this one. Because you could use a virtual device at the customer's office. So yeah, okay, we'll take it. Which statement is true about Juniper Networks distributed cloud CPE deployment model? VNFs are stored on CPEs at the branch customer offices. VNFs are stored at VMs in a centralized data center. I like that. VNFs are managed by the Contrail Cloud platform. VNFs are managed by OpenStack. Ooh. So the VNFs don't need to be VMs. Oh, Contrail. Ooh, this is a tough one. It's either going to be that. Well, we'll see. Okay, what is it? VNFs are stored on CPEs at the customer branch offices. The distributed deployment supports private hosting of VNFs on NFX 250 at customer site. Okay. And those NFX devices are the SD-WAN devices that Juniper has. Which statement is true about Juniper Networks' centralized cloud CPE deployment model? VNFs are stored CPEs at the company. Didn't we just have the same question? Oh, that was the keyword. Distributed. Dang it. Okay. Centralized. VNFs are deployed using the network service activator. VNFs are deployed using the secure. Let's go that. No. Stored as central data. Okay. Okay. Got confused on those. Which CSO component enables ISPs to set up and manage the virtual network and customers? Visual design tools. Let's go the admin portal. Yep. Which CSO component enables customers to manage sites and services for their organization? That's the customer portal. Okay. Which CSO component enables ISPs to design, create, manage, and configure network services that are stored in the network service catalog? There's a visual designer's tool. Okay. Which CSO component enables the monitoring of CSL systems to provide real-time data? This service is an infrastructure monitor. Which feature set of the VSRX allows you to monitor application usage to identify high-risk applications and analyze traffic patterns? AppQoS? AppTrack. I like AppTrack. Okay. Which two pricing models are available from AWS Marketplace for the VSRX consumption? I'd like a bring your own license, an annual subscription. Maybe? No. Pay as you go? Yeah, pay as you go. Yep. What are two goals of software-defined network architectures, or software-defined secure network architectures? To centrally manage security policies, to implement all security functions in software applications, to transition all security functions to cloud platforms, to automate responses to detected security threats. I like that, and I like centrally managing. Okay. What are two roles of sandboxing in SkyATP? Oh, SkyATP. We covered that when we were looking at the JNCIA-SEC. So, two roles of sandboxing: to validate the operation of third-party components, to test the operation of security rules, to analyze the behavior of potential security threats. Yep. To store infected files for further analysis. Yep, I like both those. Which two actions would Policy Enforcer take when it's determined a user has downloaded a file containing malware? Put the user in a quarantine VLAN. I like that. Send an email to the user with a warning. Block the user from accessing the network. Increase the threat score of the user. I like both of those, I think. Yeah. What are two components of the Juniper Networks software-defined secure network solution? Manual secure policy control, dynamic VPN connections, enforcement everywhere on the network, centralized management, and dynamic VPN connections. It's going to be enforcement everywhere on the network. Okay. Yep. Which statement is true about the Junos Space Security Director? And that's the one that's used for SRXs. Security Director is a SDN controller. Security device is centralized security policy manager. It's a security orchestrator. Standalone management platform. I like that one. The centralized security policy manager. Which Juniper product provides insight into the underlay and overlay network at the same time? Security Director, Extension Toolkit, Edge Services Director. Let's go Contrail Analytics. Fantastic. All right, we'll see. We'll see how we did. It's probably close. All right, passed. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to study this one a little bit more, and then I have to take the exam, the voucher exam. And if I pass that, then I will get the coupon for 75% off the JNCIA-Cloud exam. And I'll let you guys know how all that goes. I'll let you know when I pass the voucher exam and when I have scheduled for the test. And then I'll let you know, obviously, how that goes and give you some reviews and tips based off of that experience. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. As always, smash the like, subscribe, notification bell. If you have any topics or ideas that you wanted me to cover in future videos, drop that down in the comments down below. Go get at it. Keep studying. We'll talk soon. All right, take care.